Well, hello, good morning, and you can see on the screen there the temperature at the moment here in Barcelona, 14 degrees centigrade. There's been very dark black clouds over the Tito Villanova field here at the Ciutat Esportiva, but they're moving away. It looks like it's going to be a little bit brighter. But of course, that's of no concern to tomorrow's game, because FC Barcelona, of course, playing away down south in Granada, where it's currently 22 degrees and sunny, and is expected to be sunny again tomorrow. Although, of course, the game kicking off at 8:45 Central European time, which will be the last game of the weekend proper of the Liga schedule. And here we are, Facebook Live, coming to you at 11:22 on Saturday morning. And as you can see, Andres Iniesta is the first man off the blocks. And here come the rest of the squad for the training session. We're going to be bringing you the first 15 minutes of the session. And there's the man in charge, Mr. Luis Enrique. Don't forget that Luis Enrique, as always, on the day before matches, will be giving a press conference. That was scheduled to start at about 12:30 Central European time, but the training session has started about 20 minutes late, so we can assume that the press conference is also going to be starting late, so probably around about 1 o'clock Central European time, remember? Sergi Roberto there coming out in the company of two of the goalkeepers. And that's the unmistakable back of Javier Mascherano's face, head. And this is only the second training session that Barca have had with the full squad. Yesterday the MSN, the Trident, were back from their South American travels. Mascherano came back earlier. He was suspended for Argentina's game in Bolivia, so he returned early. So only two sessions that Luis Enrique has had with his full squad. The players have been drifting back from international duty over the last few days, and no doubt they're going to be talking about what they call the FIFA virus in Luis Enrique's press conference, but perhaps less of an excuse this weekend, because did you know Granada they've had 9 players of their own away on international duty, playing for Morocco, Slovenia, Mexico, Ivory Coast. So Granada have had players travelling all around the world as well, so perhaps in this case it's not the same excuse as ever. Sprinklers are on. Not too much need for the sprinklers really. It's been raining this morning, it was raining last night. Not heavily, just a bit of drizzle. I have to keep things damp. So as the players come out, don't forget that we've got this coverage for you on Facebook Live, so I can see your comments as they come in, so I'll be looking forward to interacting with some of you when we get the chance. Just wondering what your predictions are for tomorrow's game against Granada. Barca haven't lost to Granada in 19 games, not at all since Granada came back to the First Division 6 years ago. And that seems to have a lot of you feeling confident. If you look on the website, we've got a guess the score thing going on. 17% of you reckon Barca are going to win 3-1, 16% reckon it's 3-0, and 14% reckon 4-0. But all round, generally pretty confident that Barca are going to be winning tomorrow by 2, 3, 4 goals. So let's see your predictions coming through on Facebook. I can see your comments now coming through from all around the world. Jackson Bill reckons it's an easy win, 4-1. Trinity Gosh says the MSN should get a rest. We'll find out what Luis Enrique... Well, I don't think we will find out. Luis Enrique is not really a man for showing his cards, but I'm sure he'll be asked about tomorrow. I've just seen Neymar on the screen. He's had a busy week, of course, playing against Uruguay and Paraguay, winning both games. And Brazil are the first team through to the World Cup next year in Russia. Neymar of course, scoring in both those games. 2 cracking goals. The one against Uruguay, I'm sure you've all seen that lovely cheeky little chip, and then the one against Paraguay when he goes on a coast-to-coast run down the left and converts. Let's hope we'll be seeing Neymar doing some goal scoring as well against Granada. Although in recent years it's actually Luis Suarez who's the man to look to for goals against Granada. He's scored 4 goals in the 4 games so far against the Andalusians. Though, of course, 3 of those were scored last season at Los Cármenes on the last day of the season, and I'm sure you can remember what happened then. Barca won 3-0. That secured the league title, 24th league title for FC Barcelona. That was at Los Cármenes, home of FCB. It's been really hot the last few days in Barcelona, but the temperature's really dropped. It's a little bit cold, so you can see some of the players have gone back to winter gear. Looks like the goalkeepers won't be joining in with the rondo this morning. They're being taken aside, as is often the case, to do their separate exercises. Kennedy Kwamakuma, win, lose or draw. I'm just in love in Barca, and no, Barca will win La Liga, Champions League, Super Cup and all the other cups. And Hussein Abdullah is looking forward to seeing them playing. We are, of course. It's been 2 weeks since Barca last played because of the international break. People have mixed feelings about the international break. For some people, they miss the club football. Other people, it's the highlight for the internationals. Ter Stegen, he played in the Lucas Podolski farewell game against England, but didn't play against Azerbaijan. Germany winning that 4-1, I believe it was. Germany well on course for a place in Russia next year. Lindani Patrice will be here in about 17 years from now to study further in sports management. 17 years, that's a long wait, but I'm sure we'll still be here waiting for you. We'll look forward to welcoming you to Barcelona. Asusa Piku is looking forward to seeing them after the 6-1 win. Don Ngomal is saying hello from Germany. Of course, some of the Barca players, of course, were travelling around the world. I wonder if anybody watching here on Facebook got to see any of the Barca players playing during the international week coming to your country. That'd be interesting to know. The league schedule, of course, started last night. Espanyol, the other team from Barcelona, they won 2-1 against Betis. Cracking turnaround. 2 goals right at the end. An absolute scorcher from Reyes right at the end. Espanyol hovering just below the Europa League zone. But the real business end of the Liga, those games are on Sunday. Sevilla, who are 6 points behind Barca now, they're sort of dropping out of the championship chase, but they're at home to Sporting Gijón at 12 o'clock. That's the first game. Real Madrid playing Alaves at 4:15 Central European time, and then Barca away to Granada, of course, at 8:45. Madrid still top of the league, I'm sorry to have to remind everybody, and 2 points clear with a game in hand. 65 points. Barca second with 63. Still plenty of time to go. Not forgetting, of course, the Clásico itself to be played in April. This month, we're in April now. The Clásico played later on this season. There's the derby as well coming up. But first of all, Barca have got a run of 3 games against Andalusian clubs. Andalusia, the large region of Spain down in the south. Granada, of course, from Andalusia. Then they'll be at home to Sevilla. Second place, Sevilla, midweek. And then back down south again to play against Malaga. There you can see the clouds hovering over Barcelona. It looks like there could be storms later on. That's Collserola Tower that you can see up there. Collserola being the name of the park, which apparently is the largest urban park in the world. At least that's what the claim goes. Collserola, the natural park which surrounds Barcelona. Just going to have a word now with our Spanish and Catalan viewers who are probably wondering why on earth this is in English and they're not listening to it in their own language. So I'll just explain to them that they can see that on the official website. Si esteu mirant això i no entens per què està en anglès, és que és així, però es pot veure als 15 minuts de l'entrenament amb comentaris en català entrant en la página web oficial del Barça. Repito en castellano, si estáis mirando esto y no entendéis por qué estamos hablando en inglés, pues es así, pero se puede entrar en la página oficial del Barça y se puede ver toda esta cobertura con comentarios en español. Jasper Cillessen there. A lot of people were saying that he was a good candidate to play for Holland this week, but he didn't get the go-ahead in the end. It's not been a great week for Holland, losing in Bulgaria. Their World Cup bid is in trouble. So looking a little bit more at Granada, Barca's opponents tomorrow. Luis Enrique, he's 6 wins, 1 draw, no defeats against the side from Andalusia, who used to be quite a regular feature back in the old days of the First Division, but they were out of the First Division for 25 years until they returned in 2011. They've stayed there ever since, but they're struggling at the moment. They're second from bottom, 19 points already 7 points adrift of the safety zone. So Granada are in trouble. There's 3 teams, Sporting Gijón, Granada and Osasuna, who at the moment look very likely to be the 3 clubs that will be dropping down to the second division. Still time for things to change. One of the curious things about Granada is they've got no fewer than 16 members of their first team are actually on loan from other clubs. And yet it works both ways, because they've got more or less the same number of players that are out on loan at other clubs as well. So it's very complicated working out the wage bill down at Granada at the moment. And they're managed by Lucas Alcaraz, who's a local coach who never made the grade as a footballer. In fact, he was manager of Granada when he was just 29 years old. That was when Granada were back in the third division. Then he's progressed. He's been managing all over the place around Spain, mainly in the south, but he was in Greece as well at Aris for a while. He's now at Granada for the third time. One of the landmarks we could be getting tomorrow is Neymar Jr. He could score his 100th goal for Barca. That will make him the third Brazilian to reach that tally. If you're wondering who the other two were, one was Rivaldo, scored exactly 100 goals in his period at Barca, and the other one is going back a bit further. That was Evaristo. Way back in the 60s, I think Evaristo was at Barca. Ronnie Herdem simply says the word Messi. It's not really much more that you need to say, Messi. Of course, he's just made it to an 8th season in a row scoring 25 plus goals. I mean, that's pretty phenomenal goal scoring rate for the man. Ugur Turan says Arda. I'm assuming from Turkey, with the same surname. Arda Turan out for 3 weeks with the groin injury that he picked up while away on international duty with Turkey. He played in the first game, the victory over Hungary, and then sat out the game in Moldova after picking up that groin strain. It's not a majorly serious injury, but that, I'm afraid, is as far as we can go with the coverage. But don't go away, because in about an hour from now we'll be hearing from Luis Enrique. So with his press conference, we'll look forward to that. Thanks ever so much for listening. See you in a moment. Goodbye.